Currently, the fire services are a municipal function and they are under the state list. So that is why every state has its own bylaws, laws relating to fire safety, because these laws are then actually passed by the state assembly. To have a better coordination between the center and the state, it is imperative that because of the growing nature and responsibility of the fire services across the country, the ambit of fire safety should be enhanced to fire and disaster management services. It is actually my personal suggestion that the new act should be passed, the Fire and Disaster Management Act, under the concurrent list. I can draw a parallel. Earlier, the NDMA Act, there was no NDMA Act earlier, but the NDMA Act was passed under the concurrent list, invoking Subject 23 of the concurrent list. Before that, the disaster management functions were actually in the state list. So similarly, since fire also incorporates a disaster management function, it will go a long way if we have the same uniform laws across the country. Now, another thing is that unlike the police services, the state fire services, the badges of rank are actually different in different states. The uniform also is different. So there must be a uniform scale of pay, uniform badges of rank, a uniform across the country. This will actually make it easier for officers from one state to go to the center and from officers to go on deputation to the state. So they can take the knowledge and ways of working, and it will actually lead to cross-pollination. Instead of every municipality trying to become a center of individual excellence among the fire agencies. So to put it point-wise, maybe a Fire and Disaster Management Act at the national levels under the concurrent list, a uniform pay scale, badges of rank, and uniform across the country. And the third thing also should be that there should be a uniform RRs. The Directorate has also come up, Directorate General of Fire Services, Civil Defense and Home Guards has come up with a uniform RRs for all the states, recruitment rules for all the grades. And in the end, there has to be a uniform curricula for all the training institutes across the country, so that the standard and the competence of the students coming out, graduating from various government and private institutes are actually the same. So this is my paradigm for having more uniformity between the center and the state government, and also interaction between both of them. Currently, actually, there is a huge capacity gap, both in terms of equipment and also in terms of manpower as far as India is concerned. In the last decade-old survey which was done, it actually transpired that India only has close to 20% of the actual manpower requirements currently, and similarly as well as equipment is concerned. Now, as far as equipment is concerned, the Government of India has taken very big steps to bridge this capacity gap. In the 15th Finance Commission, actually the Government of India is actually giving 5,000 crores for enhancing fire infrastructure across the country. This 5,000 crores is being given by the central government, and the state government is supposed to add 30% to that. So total amount of corpus for enhancing fire infrastructure is close to 7,000 crores across the country. So while this step is going on, another would be to actually bridge the manpower capacity gap. So in the short term, till such time that we increase the vacancies of the firefighters across the country, and then we go in for a recruitment and finally actually recruitment, and then actually operationally stationing them. In the short term also, what we can do is that the civil defense is also mandated, the civil defense organization, to do all these functions, disaster management and even fire. So in the short run, we can actually take manpower from the civil defense organizations in the country and actually plug this gap. And in the long term, we have no option but to authorize the strength and go in for a phased recruitment across the country.